Night falls in Kampala, and the city transforms into a sea of glowing lights. Five-star resorts glitter on the lakeshore, high-rise towers sparkle in the heart of the capital, and behind the guarded gates of a 13,000-square-meter mansion, the largest private residence in East Africa, lies a world few can imagine. This is the realm of the Ruparelia family, a dynasty of immense wealth and quiet power, their empire spanning banks, hotels, schools, real estate, and more. From towering office blocks to lavish resorts and elite institutions, the Ruparelias dominate Uganda's economy in ways that outsiders rarely realize. Their story is both an inspirational saga of rags to riches grit and an insider thriller of influence, scandal, and triumph. In this cinematic journey, we'll step inside the billionaire life of Uganda's most powerful family, uncovering how they rose from exile with almost nothing, built a diversified empire worth billions, and crafted a life of luxury and clout that shapes Uganda's destiny. This is The Billionaire Families Who Secretly Run Uganda. Welcome to Luxury Buzz, your channel for untold stories of wealth, dynasties, and hidden power. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a glimpse into the secret world of the ultra-rich. Humble beginnings to a billion-dollar fortune. Our story doesn't begin in boardrooms or ballrooms, but in struggle. In the 1970s, Idi Amin expelled Uganda's Asian community, forcing families to flee with little more than the clothes on their backs. Among them was a teenage Sudhir Ruparelia. In London, he survived by driving taxis and working odd jobs. But behind the grind was an unshakable dream. One day, he would return to Uganda and rebuild his life. That chance came in 1985. At just 29 years old, armed with $25,000 in savings, Sudhir returned to Kampala. His first venture was modest, importing beer and spirits. Then, in 1989, Uganda suddenly banned imported beer. For most traders, it was disaster. For Sudhir, it was opportunity. He pivoted and launched Crane Forex Bureau, the first licensed forex bureau in Uganda. Expatriates and businessmen flocked to it, and profits poured in. With those earnings, Sudhir made his boldest move, founding Crane Bank in 1995. What started as a small, locally owned bank would grow into one of Uganda's top 3 financial institutions. From a taxi driver in London to the founder of a national bank in just a decade, his transformation was extraordinary. By the early 2000s, Sudhir had organized his ventures under the Ruparelia Group, expanding into insurance, real estate, floriculture, education, and hospitality. In 2014, Forbes listed him as Uganda's first billionaire. Today, his fortune is estimated at around $1.2 billion, making him the richest man in Uganda and one of East Africa's wealthiest. Banking on a legacy, influence in finance. Finance was the foundation of the Ruparelia empire. Crane Bank became more than a bank. It was a symbol of national pride. Locally owned, aggressively expanding, and customer-focused, it proved that a Ugandan institution could stand shoulder to shoulder with international giants. At its height, Crane Bank operated dozens of branches nationwide and won Bank of the Year multiple times. But in 2016, the empire hit turbulence. Regulators declared the bank insolvent and seized control. The collapse shocked the nation. Sudhir didn't back down. He fought the takeover in court, accusing the central bank of fraud and irregularities. After years of legal battles, Uganda's Supreme Court ruled in his favor in 2022, ordering that Crane Bank be returned to him. It was a stunning reversal, proving not just his resilience, but his clout. Few men in Uganda could take on the central bank and win. Beyond banking, the family's influence spread into insurance and forex. They founded Gold Star Insurance, remained key players on the securities exchange, and were frequently courted by government to co-fund national projects. When the state lacked money to build a convention center, Sudhir simply stepped in and built it himself at his own resort. In Uganda's corridors of power, insiders whisper that no major financial decision is made without consulting the Ruparelias. They're not just participants in the economy, they are its architects. Real estate empire, Kampala's skyline, and luxury hotels. If money talks, then buildings shout. And in Kampala, the skyline itself speaks the name Ruparelia. Through Mira Investments, the family's real estate arm, and Crane Management Services, the Ruparelias control over 400 properties across the country. Sudhir has been called the man who built Kampala's skyline, credited with fueling the capital's modern real estate boom. Their flagship project is Kingdom Kampala, a sprawling, mixed-use development in the city center with luxury hotels, high-rise offices, and prime retail space. Another jewel is the Munyonyo Commonwealth Resort, a lakeside palace that hosted world leaders during the 2007 Commonwealth Summit. Since then, it has become Uganda's ultimate 5-star destination, complete with royal suites, Olympic pools, and a marina. Their Speke Hotel chain extends from the historic Speke Hotel downtown to Speke Apartments and Kibera Country Club, the latter currently undergoing a $10 million expansion to add leisure facilities like a bowling alley and shopping arcade. And coming soon is the Pearl Business Park, an 18-acre mega project combining a hospital, mall, and luxury hotel. And then there's their personal home. In Kololo, the Ruparelias reside in a 13,000 square meter mansion, East Africa's largest private residence. With ballrooms, indoor pools, and private wings, it's not just a house, it's a statement. The family behind the fortune. At the heart of this empire is the family itself. Sudir Ruparelia, the visionary patriarch, bold, ambitious, and unafraid of risk. Giotsna Ruparelia, the quiet strategist, co-founder of the group, guiding its finances and philanthropy. Mira Ruparelia, eldest daughter and head of developments at Mira Investments, managing the real estate empire. Sheena Ruparelia, director of the group, often representing the family at public events, blending modern vision with tradition. Rajiv Ruparelia, their only son, once managing director of the group, who brought youthful energy and led expansions in education and hospitality. He was also a rally car racer, embodying the family's bold spirit. Though his life was tragically cut short in 2025, his legacy endures through the projects he championed. The Ruparelias run their empire less like a corporation and more like a dynasty. Boardroom decisions are made at family dinners, and long-term strategy is treated as legacy planning. Already, a new generation is being groomed. Grandchildren raised with values of enterprise and philanthropy, opulence, secrecy, and legacy. The story of the Ruparelia family is one of extremes. From exile to empire, from hardship to helicopters, from $25,000 in savings to over $1 billion in assets. They own banks, schools, skyscrapers, and resorts. They influence policy, finance, and education. They live in a mansion the size of a mall, drive Rolls Royces, and host presidents at their resorts. And yet, they remain enigmatic, rarely giving interviews, carefully guarding their private lives, and adding mystery to their legend. To ordinary Ugandans, they are both admired and resented. Admired for their grit and philanthropy, resented for their dominance and wealth. But no one can deny their impact. The Ruparelias are no longer just a family. They are an institution woven into Uganda's economic and social fabric. From the shores of Lake Victoria to the towers of downtown Kampala, their fingerprints are everywhere, and their story is far from over. This has been the Billionaire Families Who Secretly Run Uganda. If you enjoyed this cinematic dive into the opulent world of the Ruparelia dynasty, please like this video, subscribe to Luxury Buzz, and share it with others. More stories of hidden dynasties and untold fortunes are on the way. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.